Okay, so this little video is going to show you about the rehearsal recording capability that we have on our website. This is a program that I've written. I wrote it some time ago and we've used it for a number of years. Anyway, I'll walk you through it and I'll show you the screen and I'll show you what happens here. Okay. Now, you are all, I'm sure, familiar with this first page. It's the page that appears. It's the first page of the back office, and it's the starting point to access a lot of functionality like the choir member contacts, the calendar, the music, and so on. And the one I'm talking about today is chorister attendance details. So I click on this, and you'll find a new screen appears. So in this screen, this is the attendance reports. And the attendance, there are three things that are recorded here. The first one is rehearsal attendance, is when people attended rehearsals. The second part is to do with event planning. So for example, if we had a concert, if there was a concert coming up, then we need to record who intends being at that concert. So that's the purpose of that. And the third one is, on occasion, people say, well, I can't attend any rehearsal for the next 3 weeks. And it's something which we record. And it sort of has helped us understand the strength of a group or whatever. Now, I'm not going to talk about rehearsal absence planning. I'm not going to talk about concert tour and event planning. I'm only going to talk about rehearsal attendance. If you hover on rehearsal attendance, you see 4 possibilities, 4 sub-menus. Now, so the first is the season report. And the season that's just finished is the 2020-21 season, and that's the information that I have here. So if I click on the season report, you get the details of the season. So for example, you find that Brian Hageman was present 85.3% of the time, Ed Owens 97.1, etc. And if you want to know what rehearsals a particular person attended, you click on the star alongside his name. So if I click on the star alongside Norm Riley's, you can see that he was there virtually all the time, but he missed a rehearsal on the 29th of September, on the 19th of January, and 2 more on the 20th and 27th of April. So you can look up anybody's record like this. So I'll look at another person, let's say Ron Featherston. So we click on the little star, and Ron has missed a few. He missed one on the 10th of November, the 1st of December, 5th of January, 12th of January, and the 2nd of February. Okay, so that's that first piece of functionality, the season report. The next one is a period report. So let's say you wanted to know how many people attended in January. The sort of reason you want to do this is maybe there's a concert on the 1st of February, so you want to see sort of whether people were really diligent and attended all the sessions prior to the 1st of February. So what you do is you type in the date, the early date, so 2021-01-01, and the late date, 2021-02-01. So I want you to notice the date format. It's always year, month, day. It must be like this, and this is what is used throughout. So let's see what happened during this period. So now this is the report for this period. And as you see, there are many here at 100%. They attended them all. But if you look at Ken Rushton, for example, 75% of the time. So what did he miss? He missed the first one. Another example, Brian Hageman. Brian Hageman missed the 1st and the 3rd on that month. Phil Higginson, for example, missed the last two. Okay, so you get the idea, and you get the idea of who was diligent and was there for a period up to, let's say, a concert. So that's the idea of that. Now, the third piece of functionality here is called past records. And this is really mainly for interest. This program has been running for many years. And at the end of every season, I've taken a picture of the season report. And of course, it's maybe of interest to some of you to know about it. So here, let's have a look at the 2015-2016 season. So this is the picture. Then lots of names, lots of people are still here, but some people are not. For example, Dan Robb is not here any longer. Let's see, Anthony Cook has left us. Greg Edgar is gone, but he didn't have a very good record that year anyway, but the poor fellow was ill, if I remember correctly, and so on. Now, there are other people who have passed away. So, for example, Jim Welsh is here. And anyway, so you get the gist of it. So maybe it's mainly of interest to people. Okay, so we go back here. And I've talked about season report, period report, and past records. Now data entry is the next one. Now, if you think about this program has got to know the dates of the rehearsals before you can enter attendance for a particular rehearsal. So we have to have a means here of entering the rehearsal dates. And I'm going to show you that now. So this is done using this button, View and Add Rehearsal. So I click on that. And this is password protected. And I know the password. So here are all the rehearsals of this season. The first one was on the 8th of September, and the last one was on the 25th of May. Now, if I wanted to enter a new rehearsal, and I will enter a new one, it's of course fiction, but I will enter a new one, 2021-06-01, let's say. And also I would choose whether it's a rehearsal or a workshop. And I need to explain this to you. A rehearsal is a typical rehearsal, for example, what we do on a Tuesday evening at John Eliver School. A workshop is something a little different. If sometimes there is a workshop, a whole day workshop at the Langley School of Music, perhaps. And that is not just a rehearsal, but like a big rehearsal. So we click and say it's a workshop. The other time that this is used is if we go to Harrison Hot Springs and we have a rehearsal on Friday night, we are there all day on Saturday, we have a rehearsal on Sunday morning, then there would be 3 entries in here. One for Friday night, a rehearsal, workshop for Saturday, and a rehearsal for Sunday morning. So let's say this is a workshop. So we're adding a new one now. Okay, so here we go. It's added. So there it is, 1st of June, 2021, we had a workshop. Okay, so now you can go to the rehearsal attendance and you can do the data entry. Now I'm the one that enters the data for the baritones, and Grant does it. Sometimes I've been doing it more lately. So I choose baritones, I choose the date of the rehearsal, and I choose my password. And here it is. So here I choose who attended that. So Alan attended it, I attended it, Brian attended it, Brian Webster wasn't there, Bruce, let's say, was there, Don Collins was there, Grant was there, Jim Kirk missed, as did John Hawkes, Ken Rushton was there, and the 2 Rons were there. So there we are, we submit it, and there, the job is done. So if I go back now to the seasons report, you'll see something a little different. So you'll see, now you notice that I only entered data for the baritones. So there was no data entered for the first tenors, the second tenors, or the basses, hence those big black lines. And And therefore, if I look at somebody who attended 100% normally, for example, Brian Jameson, I think did, you'll find that he is not in the work, didn't attend the workshop, and that is because the data had not been entered. So you get the gist of it, I think. So that's how it all works. So seasoned report, period report, past record, and data entry. What else can I say? Okay. Now, the last thing I can say, that there are lots of passwords involved here. This is nothing to do with the password that you use to enter the back office. These are completely different set of passwords. So there's a password to allow me or whoever does it to enter a new rehearsal date. And then there's a password for each and every voice. So if I were first tenors and I choose a date, then the password is something different. It's not the password for the baritons. So I think that's about it. I'll talk about the other, or produce videos about the other capabilities of the attendants somewhat later. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen now. And I hope I've made it clear. If you want to know more about it, well, you know how to get in touch with me. So I'll stop there.